my friends, it's Lisa here from Arcaneandstellar. I want to welcome you to my channel. I hope that this reading is going to find you warm, happy, and having a good day. So, with that being said, this is a timeless reading. I want to point this out because I know you might see like, oh, autumn, and I know that we have two different hemispheres. Of course, in the northern hemisphere, as I'm recording this, we're approaching autumn. And my mom gave me an interesting idea. She was like, well, why don't you do some autumn-themed videos? And I thought, And then I happened to be in the shop when she said that, and I saw this beautiful little decoration. And I thought, yeah, I should do some themed readings. But these are timeless. We're going to be looking at what lies ahead in the near future, okay? So we're looking like a month, maximum 2 months away as of this reading. And like I said, so that's what makes it timeless. But it's kind of like the cozy mystery theme. And I love Hallmark. And I'm not a sponsor for Hallmark or anything like that. I'm just a fan. But I do like their mysteries. And so I thought, what about a cozy mystery? Something unexpected that's coming your way. What mystery will be revealed? That sort of reading. So with that being said, we have 4 different groups to choose from. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I encourage you, implore you to choose with your intuition and see where you're feeling drawn. And hopefully we'll get some really interesting and fun messages for you, okay? So, with that being said, like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to be around here, I'd love it. And I wish you the very, very best, okay? Take care, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen this first group here with this card, this is your reading. This is the 3 of Cups, by the way. But yeah, there is your image, and let's go ahead and just set it down right over here. And let's find out. So what mystery is going to be revealed over the next, little bit of time, maybe a month or 2 out from the time that you watch this? Well, first of all, we've got the cards Authority. So definitely a very powerful card in terms of rising above different things. So you may be actually put in positions of authority. But this card actually, in this oracle deck, the Fairy Godmother Oracle, it actually talks about rebel behavior. Those that are rebels, those that kind of fight the system, or also can kind of sniff out bullshit, or, kind of like have an air of authority in which they have a pretty sharp mind. So I want to say a lot of you actually are very much in that energy. And of course, you may not feel that way now for some of you, and for others of you, you're like, yeah, that's me. Okay, so we have authority coming through, and we also have the card Blessings. So first of all, authority on blessings is one I'm seeing. So it's like, I think one thing too is like a mindset change that may be coming through here in terms of like knowing you have the authority to call in blessings. A lot of us, when we're manifesting, we're like, do I deserve this? You do deserve good things, okay? Now, so that's definitely, we do see blessings coming through for you. So, and it's multiple, right? It's not blessing, it's a blessings, plural. So you will have some blessings coming for you. And that's part of the mystery. Let me see a little bit more. I'm going to get the Wisdom of the Avalon Oracle out. And let's see here. Tell me more about the mysteries coming up ahead. The unexpected mysteries for group number 1. Oops. Ooh, interesting. Disruption and the Wasp. Anger, retaliation, and jealousy. Whoa, that's a really interesting. Some of you might even find authority over somebody who has caused a lot of disruption, who has shown you anger as an example. This might be actually where you're having authority over some situation where you felt belittled, betrayed, or you know what I mean, like kind of difficult sort of energy that you've been in. This is, wow, really interesting. So you might feel like there's some sort of justification coming through, okay? But the authority too is like sort of knowing that you're above any of that crap, as well. So that might be something that's unexpected. Maybe you don't feel like right now you have authority, whether it's in your career or your personal life somewhere. But yeah, it's like some sort of disruption, some sort of situation that's caused, maybe anger, maybe jealousy, maybe some sort of wasp-like energy. Or even if it's a person in your life, there's some sort of authority over this, okay? And the 3 of Cups, actually, going back to that, because did that intuitively. I just picked from the back cover, basically, for what looked, I thought looked right. And Three of Cups there. So maybe there's a better flow in friendships. Maybe you have supportive people around you. Okay, we're gonna put that up right. We claim that, right? Supportive people, supportive friends. We have discover. It says here, look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. So discoveries are being made as well. And patience. Wait for the fruit to ripen. Well, I think this is interesting too, because with patience, especially with the wasp energy, if you've shown a lot of patience and you maybe been more than kind, more than generous, more than, than you should have, it's like the situation's going to ripen. You know what I mean? It might be even something coming through that you felt, even jealousy. Sometimes jealousy is a human condition. It's a human feeling that we have. It's not something to punish ourselves for. It just shows us that we want to do better. You know what I mean? Or we want something better for ourselves. You know what I mean? Or we want some kind of better situation. But how can we fuel it in a way in which we're not depowering ourselves, I guess you could say, disempowering ourselves. There we go. That's the right word. And you know what I mean? And we're actually making sure. So if you have had feelings, and we've all felt that way sometimes, where we felt that jealousy, or maybe like, gosh, why am I not there? Or why is this not going my way? Or it seems to go right for everyone else. It's like that kind of feeling, even if it's not like some kind of evil jealousy where you're like, it's like sort of wait for the fruit to ripen. It's going to come like that, especially those things that you feel that way about. We've got the gateway and protection. So we have new journeys that are very much protected in your life, okay? And I got one more here. And new cycles beginning as well. We can see the fruition of something, especially in regards to around a full moon. I want to say there might be a full moon that's really effective for you. Or again, the full moon just sort of promises full light and full understanding. At the full moon, we can see more than at any other moon phase, right? And so with this discovery too, I want to say that like I feel like something's being understood. A cycle is being, kind of understood as well. And Gateway, of course, talks about new adventures. Oh, Janelle got this off my wish list. The language of the flowers. We're going to take some. Okay, so tell me a bit more for group number 1. Kind of hidden mysteries. Spirituality. It's time to connect with what you believe. So we can see a lot more blessing in terms of your spiritual growth. Be thankful for what is good now, gratitude. One thing I will say is always gratitude. I have noticed an effect on my life on whether I'm writing a gratitude list or not. I swear to everything. I really do. Actually, I want to grab this mediumship deck and pull a message for you guys in terms of your spiritual growth. But there's like that sense of feeling grateful and thankful for what's going on. I do feel like somehow your life is just a bit brighter. It's like you feel like a boss. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh my goodness, that is so weird. Okay, hold on. We have the invisible shield. With the pentacle here, this talks about protection. So it's like feeling protected. Feeling like you have control over that. We have feathers showing up here as well. This can talk about pulling back on your auric field and learning to expand your aura as well. So you may be working a lot with your auras, and other people's auras as well to connect. We also have linking with spirit. So I feel like definitely we have a lot of spiritual growth here in terms of, wow. So this could be about mediumship or practicing your connection to the spirit world in some way, creating that link. I also feel like you probably have spiritual protection around you, like just like a layer of it. Perhaps from like the other side, if you especially, whether it's your spirit guide or past loved one. Okay, so come on, tell me some more about these blessings coming through. Expectation. That's funny, the unexpected, and we have expectation. There could be a man coming into your life that you're not expecting at all. Because look, she's looking out the window. There's someone right behind her, essentially. So that's a really interesting thing, especially with the authority card. Some of you might be calling in somebody, more than one, perhaps. That's funny. We have like 3 people here, 3 of cups. So there might be 2 masculine energies around you that you may not expect right now at the moment. Okay, it could be like friendships that form, relationships that form as well. We also have sudden wealth. So an increase in your luck, your prosperity. Okay. Let me clarify this mature man. What does the mature man bring for group number 1? Of course, the mature man is well-traveled and interesting. And what about the main male? Great fortune. I feel like some of you actually might have a choice between 2 people. And for some of you, that mature man could be literally more mature, like, you know, older in age. But for others of you, it could represent perhaps an older energy from your life, or, again, someone who puts on a pretty good front, but is somehow a little bit of a thief in your life, okay? So for some of you, this could be someone who's caused you heartache or pain there. And it's almost like you may, especially for those of you that are waiting for the return of somebody, maybe it's like, because mature could also talk about a long time. So it could be someone that you've held on to for a while as well. It's like, and maybe they've been a thief to you and, you know, haven't really, you know, you felt taken advantage of in some way. Whether it was, you know, they stole your heart and they didn't really respect it or value it. But it's like, look at this, main male, great fortune. So one comes in to kind of replace the other situation. So that's a really interesting thing here, is that you may actually be receiving the, you know, some sort of reconciliation in terms of yourself and how you felt maybe betrayed, belittled, or, you know, there's been this sort of disruption in your life. And, you know, if it's not your love life, it could be in other ways. Where, like, maybe at work, it's an example. If you felt like you've been kind of screwed over, you might have new opportunities come in where, you know, there's some sort of fortune coming from another person, is what I feel. So, beautiful message, guys. Now, let's see here. What else? Tell me more about some of these blessings coming through, these unexpected things. So, a wish is granted. We have family matters, sorrow. But that's the thing, I feel like a sorrow is like, you know, somehow just going to be fixed. February. There may be some kind of tears going over somebody who's a bit stubborn. The card here, Mule, represents the idea that someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And so, to be honest, it can cause us great sorrow when somebody is stubborn and they don't seem to want to change their behavior or change their ways. But at the end of the day, it might be that somehow you're gaining authority over this. It's like, you know what, I'm tired of waiting around for this. I'm tired of, you know, giving my heart to the same person who just kind of gets wishy-washy every damn time. You know what I mean? And for some of you, that's going to be the authority. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, by the way. It can be in other aspects of your life. And they don't even have to be male. Okay, it could be a woman as well. Like, try to remember this is general. So, but yeah, it's like we're acting on it. We're taking actions and getting them done. I also feel like the family life can be very blessed. Especially, we have February showing up here, so maybe that for some of you there's a relative with the birthday in February, or maybe some sort of event happening in February in terms of the family. We also have a wish will be granted and work achievement and success. So here it's like reaping the benefits and the blessings of your hard work, and your, you know, you'll be getting some sort of achievements. And we have a wish being granted as well. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to grab a Madame Endor's card, one of my favorite decks. Okay, message for group number 1. It's going to be unexpected mystery. The unexpected Ooh, the satyr, revelry and indulgence. Yeah. Fire tried to come out actually initially, and then it kind of went back in. But yeah, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Revelry and indulgence. Fate has blocked this path for you. So here again, we're getting this sort of message of like something that kind of calls you in. It's like I see that the pipes in his mouth, and it's sort of like, it reminds me of sort of like the calling in, like sort of like a spell that you could be under, and like Magic Man by Heart, the song. And it's like whatever, I feel like some of you are stomping out a situation and you're accepting why fate has blocked the path. Okay, with hindrance, it's like kind of like that hindrance is there for a reason, lest I not forget. And moving on, like I said. And but yeah, we have fire, so I do feel like, you know, even if it says reckless actions lead to conflict, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think more so we're thinking about the fire qualities of like inspiration, creativity, and that sort of thing, and as well as being kind of like strong within yourself in terms of like confidence, you know. It's like, look at the red here and the red there, and it's like sort of passion and confidence, colors, that sort of thing. And yeah. And I think, again, like the Authority card is really an interesting card here, because it says here that weasel words are all I hear. Clever speeches, nothing's clear. Influence, control, and power. Not impressed, it leaves me sour. Honor is for what I stand. Let's make a change across this land. And that's like the little poem that goes with it. But it's like, yeah, weasels. You'll be like kind of figuring out who's a weasel. And that's going to be a blessing for you, because it's like then you know, can discover new things, new situations to kind of focus on rather, you know. And we have community, society, environment right there, as I was kind of splitting the deck here. So let's see here. The unexpected. What's ahead? Whew. Generosity. How can you practice generosity, and how can you create win-win situations? How can you share and expand, and how can you give and extend kindness to others? And this might also be about like where you're putting your generosity. You know, you're a very generous person, and it's like, who deserves that generosity? Make sure you're giving it to the right people. But I know that you guys are going to give it to the right people. Okay, I can see it. It's like your tears are shed, yeah, and then it's like after that you're kind of becoming like much more detached from it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see. Anything else here? Let's see. I think I'm done. Any other final message here? Maybe another blessing that could come through for this group? Child. Some of you may be having a child, but again, child can represent newness. You know, something new coming into your life. The new beginnings that you're expecting. Yep. Look at that. This can be, again, I feel like a lot of you are going to get unexpected gifts, unexpected favors, unexpected circumstances. It like might be that you're looking for one thing, but actually the universe is going to give you something more bigger. If you think about like a child, their dreams and their satisfactions are so much more innocent. They're happy for like a lollipop, or they're happy for like an ice cream. But I feel like the universe is actually bringing you something a lot bigger. Actually, you know what I mean? And you're not even expecting, you're expecting something small, and it's like, no, you got something big coming behind you, actually. And it's almost like everything that you're expecting, it's going to be bigger, grander, and more amazing than what you're expecting. Like, your expectations may actually be quite small. And we also could see like expectations of your youth, of your childhood, are being granted in some way as well. But and it may come as unexpected, because in some way maybe you're, you know, detached from that outcome, or you've kind of let go of that idea, or maybe it comes back around again. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I really, 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 really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please let me know down below in the comments. But subscribe, like if you want, and I hope to see you again in another reading. And if you want to support the channel, commenting is huge, but you can also give super thanks, and I have my Amazon wish list up and stuff like that, so you can always, you know, if you want to make a contribution there. But and then also we have the membership section where you can get some exclusive content, so you can go look at the tiers that we have there and see if you want to join that up. But yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Lots of blessings to you guys. Bye. Hello, my friends. If you've chosen group number 2 here with this card, it is a mirror. And so that's an interesting message here. And we have the thing among reflections. So a lot of mirroring, perhaps, coming up and seeing things for what they are as well. Sort of like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like we think we know what we see in the mirror, though. Sometimes that can be an illusion too. Do you know what I mean? So let's see what comes through, and we'll see how that card ends up fitting in. But we have 2 cards here: vulnerability and transformation. Right away, it's so funny because I accidentally got this card. So essentially, that card got stuck with my other deck that I was actually using. And so it must have happened when I was moving, but I thought that was a weird coincidence. And we have 2 different colors here on the butterfly, diversity. There might be ways in which you are transforming, but also you may be coming to terms with some of your own vulnerabilities and really looking at yourself in the mirror and appreciating yourself more than you ever have, actually. You may be, I don't know, maybe there's some improvement in things that have made you vulnerable as well. The vulnerability card in this Fairy Godmother deck, if you want to see the guidebook there, it says here, no longer will you be taken for granted or wish to settle for scraps. You are worth far more than that. Put past hurts well and truly behind you and step fully into your power. And it says here that the Fairy Godmother says, fear not, I am here to protect you from being a sitting duck this time. An offer is about to be made that will bring a smile to your face. Even though it may sound very tempting, you should wait until the whole story is revealed. Look deeper into the situation before deciding on taking any action. It's time to trust your inner radar that detects any ulterior motives behind new offers. As your Fairy Godmother, I bid you to explore all of your natural gifts and strengths, and it's time to recognize and believe in them. So I think for most of you, honestly, what we're going to be seeing here for you guys that's going to be revealed is sort of like this unexpected conquering of vulnerability, of maybe insecurities that hold you back. Okay, this could be about really relishing who you are and accepting who you are. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. So what's the unexpected coming up for group number 2? Oof, we got one. Joy. Look at that, beautiful. We have the card of joy. So again, joyful energy coming your way. Maybe in a situation where you weren't expecting any. Okay, we have number 37 here as well, if that means anything. Ooh, oh goodness. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. So joy and prospects, where you've been feeling vulnerable or weak or a little bit more sensitive, whether it's your career, whether it's a relationship, you are going to be having some unexpected new prospects, some unexpected transformations. You may even be creating something. You may be going into the final stages of something as well, because the butterfly represents the final stage, right, of the evolution. So sometimes that can be really hard because to show ourselves off or to kind of show off something we love requires a certain level of vulnerability. We have red rose. Courage, be brave, be strong, and believe. That's beautiful. There's a rose here as well. So some of you might be really connected to roses and butterflies. Look at yourself in the mirror, okay? Remembrance, memories in the past hold the key. We have forget-me-nots, red roses and forget-me-nots. So these might be flowers, you know, that appeal to you in the near future. But yeah, so I feel like we're definitely, remembrance too, memories in the past hold the key. And that might be like what it is to open up the future in some way and face it with courage. Because if we know our vulnerabilities or we know why we're holding ourselves back, from things. It may be that you're conquering this and you're finally transforming. Let's see here. What's the unexpected? Change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. So changes are coming for sure. Yep, dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. Some of you might be writing a book or releasing a book or some sort of writing, I wonder. Yeah, possibly for some of you. But again, there may be dreams that are really just coming forth and prospects, and it's like you're actually ready to implement them. If you find yourself a dreamer at heart and you haven't been able to implement maybe some of your dreams, I think that you will be, okay? I really do. Okay, let's see. Now, oh, there it is. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that I had the little guidebook here before I took a card. I'm going to take the Modern Wiccan Spellbook Tarot, not Tarot, Oracle. Ooh, the Grant 3 Wishes Witch. Ooh, okay. That's lovely. Presents, gifts. I think you might actually see some appreciation coming your way via a gift. Okay, that might be quite unexpected. And of course we have the cat as well showing up there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you will get, oh my God, look at, I opened up right to the right page. I love when that happens. It's like a sign. Okay, the Grant 3 Wishes Witch demonstrates that wishes really do come true. Being naturally intelligent, you understand mysterious secrets that give wisdom to the wise, but entangle the mind of fools. Your heart's desire will be granted. As your wishes echo in your soul, you will be transformed by love and self-faith. Beautiful. Naturally intelligent. And again, accepting that intelligence. And some of you may be respected a lot for the intelligence you already have. That might be part of it, where you're really coming out of your shell and showing off who you are. We have the heart here. So love surrounds you. And let's see here. The sword. And rings. Some of you might be fighting for love. Maybe you felt like love is a battlefield, like Pat Benatar. Love is a battlefield. But for some of you, this may be, positive changes in your love life. This may be the breaking down of like barriers that keep you from being committed, especially for some of you, okay? So tell me about these mysteries that are going to be revealed. Yeah, you're moving past any sort of heartache, any sort of labor that you've been sort of like dragging yourself out on, what you've been working really hard on, especially if you've even kind of suffered a bit. It's like this is improving. With poverty here as well, it may be that you are on your way to sort of, especially if you feel like you're impoverished now in some way, you don't have everything that you need, you don't feel quite comfortable. It's like there's so many prospects and the anchor is finally lifting and there's liftoff and there's movement, okay? I can tell you're going into a very joyous period, okay? And you're definitely battling out things that have kind of kept you back. I feel like you guys are making like solid commitments towards new ventures or new ideas is what I feel. Tell me a bit more. What kind of horizons are they going to? Mercury. So you may see communication being very prevalent here, writing, again, studying or speaking careers, anything that involves paperwork or communication as well. We have Sagittarius. Ooh, Mercury and Sagittarius. Well, we may find that you're speaking a lot about spiritual topics. Sagittarius is like, it's ruled by Jupiter. That's spirituality, actually. It's the most spiritual planet. Very like high moral beliefs and sharing some kind of higher wisdom. Again, some of you may be like starting off on like some sort of and again, it's like there's this forward movement as well. Some of you may be traveling to farther than you ever have, actually. In fact, actually, some of you may be taking a trip overseas, and that may be unexpected for you, because maybe it's like, or somehow your work starts to expand outward much more than you thought. It could be that your words have great impact and great spiritual healing for other people as well. I feel like you may actually start a communication with somebody who's foreign or who is different or somehow spiritual. in their being as well. Yeah, I do feel like that there could be some sort of change there in terms of like maybe talking as well, like to just different people. Let's see what else. What is coming in? Oof. We got the Magician. We have the Queen of Swords. I'll grab the Magician in a moment. And we have the Judgment. The Magician. So there we go. With the Magician, the Queen of Swords, and the Judgment card. Well, what's interesting is the Magician is powerful because he has all of the mastery and tools at his, disposal. And this can talk about working with what we already know, okay? Now, what's interesting is the Judgment card can be a calling on a totally new path. So some of you may actually be developing things that you had no idea that you would even be able to kind of do. It might be like sort of it was there all along, but suddenly you're just awakened to this potential. And it might be, it may be connected. Of course, Judgment can be sort of a revival in our life, where we're having some sort of an old idea revived in us, and we want, but this is like life-changing stuff. You guys are really changing your path for the better. There is a definite transformation coming your way, okay? With the Queen of Swords, we have the wisdom, the intelligence. I think a lot of you are so smart. Even if you're hard on yourself, if you're the type of person who like makes a story and then deletes it because you're like, oh, maybe that sounded stupid or that sounded foolish. No more of that, okay? I feel like a lot of you are actually going to be really speaking up your mind, saying things, and being respected as well. And I just really do feel this strong sense that you guys are going to be changing your path a little bit. And I'm not saying that you're changing it completely from where you're at. It's not like, it's not the type of thing where it's like, oh, I'm going to give up on this thing and I'm never going to do it again. Especially if you are working on a labor of love right now. It's not a fear tactic to like say, oh, you're going to give up on that labor of love. No, but I do think that you might have some totally new perspectives in terms of how you're moving forward, okay, with what you're doing. And it's like new ideas and all that sort of thing here. Let's look at the wisdom of the hidden realms. Let's see, group number 2. What mystery is going to be revealed? And I think that's part of the mystery is like there's life-changing events coming your way where it's like there's a total transformation in how things have been. We have the Wise Woman of Wonderland, the Spiral Dancer, and the River Queen. Flowing, letting go, natural movement, compromise and integrity, and circuitous route and perception. Well, 1 second, I want to see something actually. I haven't looked at... The Spiral Dancer moves with her own rhythm and steps to music only she can hear. She takes you on a path that is winding and circular. She assures you that what you're experiencing as a setback is currently part of an upward spiral. Perception is everything. You're not retracing your steps or going backward, but rather around and up. She says that you can be comforted knowing that your path is one of success, adventure, and experience. Follow her, for she dances along a magical way. And if you're asking about a relationship, keep on dancing and magic will soon happen. This is so interesting. So, again, if something seems to be going like, it's like, and that's the thing about the Judgment card, is like I said, it can be like a revival. And it could be that somehow unexpectedly there's this sort of revival that comes back around. So if you feel like something's been failing or that maybe something's not going anywhere, there could be a revival of energy or at least a whole new kind of like, it's a sudden change. Like it just changes for the better. It rises up as well. And again, with the Spiral Dancer, understanding that not everything's a straight line, that sometimes we go like, around and around and around, okay? I see you as really acting from a place of integrity. And again, there may be, let's look at the Wise Woman of Wonderland. This can talk about integrity to thought, word, and deed. And she lets you know that as long as you're in the flow of honesty and being true to your word, she keeps you under her protection and care. When she appears as your ally, she signals a time when honesty pays off, yielding greater dividends than you expected. If you feel like you've been honest and, you've spoken with integrity, you've tried to compromise in a certain situation, I do feel like there can be a new understanding. You know what I mean? So it could be that someone sees the light in some way, or it could be that somehow you see the light in yourself, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. What an interesting reading. Let's see anything else here in terms of the unexpected. We've got November and March showing up here. So maybe for some of you have birthdays in those months, or those might be pivotal months in the future. We have danger, especially in money matters. And we've got beware of greed. So we have some sort of talk of spending. I'm going to definitely clarify that, okay? Please don't worry too much. We're going to look and see what that's all about. Where is the deck that I want to use? Right here. I'm going to use the Wizard Tarot. What is going on with these money dangers, the greed card? What is going on here for group number? I do. Okay, this is a specific message to some of you. If you feel like your finances have been struggling or anything like that, one thing that may help you is like tithing to other people, you know what I mean, like, or giving back in some way, whether it's to charity or just being generous. Generosity always is a good marker for in terms of manifestation, because it kind of shows us that we have more than enough. That's just for some of you. It may be if you are feeling your financial resources are strained, one thing that may help you is giving. And even if it's 25 cents, even if it's just, a very small amount, whatever you can give, try to give. You know what I mean? Because that's going to definitely increase your rewards. And it's not that we do this out of a place of like, okay, I want to get something, so blah, 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 blah. No, it's more about the mindset. And we always, do tend to feel better when we give somebody something. But don't also perhaps invest too quickly in something as well. I would say, especially if there are any resistances. If you notice, like, I'm not one of those people that says, like, if two things go wrong, don't do it. Not necessarily. But there might be such a situation where it's like, don't. Yeah, and some of you may actually be unexpectedly paying off some sort of debt, by the way. Like, maybe if you've had some sort of, like, problem in the past with money, I actually could see some sort of celebration over paying it off, okay? So that may resonate more. And again, I would still recommend the tithing, and giving back if you can, okay? And freeing up debts and promises. We have the older woman. New job or business opportunity. So I feel like some of you might actually have some sort of new opportunity with an older woman. So some of you may be approached by an older woman who has some sort of ideas for you. Maybe some sort of collaboration or some sort of thing there. Why muddled, unclear thinking? If you do have an older woman in your life that's judgmental, like a mother, an auntie, a grandmother, or something along those lines, this may be about like not letting their opinions. Because sometimes older women, even if it's not an older woman, like literally, like, with wrinkles and, older, we can talk also about like people who act mature. They act like they know it all. They sort of talk down to us, that sort of thing. They kind of come to us with wisdom and all this stuff. But it may be like breaking free of bondages like that, of people who kind of put thought forms in us that sort of control our adventurous spirit, and our excitement, okay? So again, that might be a specific message. Sorry if it doesn't resonate with everyone, but yeah, I'm getting that one. And again, if you have felt kind of out in the woods and you're just not sure where your career is going, there may be some new opportunities via an older woman. Okay, so kind of depends on where you're at, but yeah, that is what I'm seeing, guys, in terms of the mysteries ahead. I really, really, really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you the very, very best in your life and in the coming months. But yeah, take care, guys, and if you want to say thank you, leaving me a comment is free, and it's very kind. But you can also do super chat if you want to, or super thanks. You can leave a donation on this video, or I have PayPal, Venmo, all that kind of stuff, and my wish list, of course, as well. But you don't have to feel like you have to give back. Those are just options. If you'd like to join the membership section of YouTube for this channel, you'll get some more extra content, and you can go check out the tiers and what they offer. By I think going up to the top and looking at the join button, and it should give you all that information. But take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. If you've chosen group number 3, what mysteries shall be revealed soon? Well, we have the 8 of Swords here. Okay, so that's the card back that you chose. And we have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords can be where we feel a little bit bound up, a little bit fearful, a little bit not so great, right? Well, let's see. We've got romance. Nice for some of you. Okay, we have taking risks as well. So first of all, I think here we see soaring over things that seem quite challenging. And I feel like for a lot of you, you are definitely making some sort of higher perspective over some situation. Like your risks will pay off. Okay, that's one thing I'm getting right away. Your risks are going to pay off. You're going to have a whole new perspective as well. But we have romance. And of course, like I said, romance, very good card to come out, especially for those that are hoping to inject a little bit more romance into their life, whether you're single, whether you're partnered, whether, you're off and on again. Romance is coming into your life, okay? So the unexpected is things are about to get more romantic. Okay, so playfulness is part of my call, for joy is the highest vibration of all. I'll bring you romance and show you the one, invoking a love spell that can't be undone, to bring about passion, kisses, and laughter, to be of your heart happily ever after. Beautiful. So yeah, we have love showing up, guys. Wow. Okay, so let's see. Come on, tell me more about these mysteries that are going to be revealed. The burden. Oof. Oh my goodness. Why did those fall down? So many of them. That's crazy. Oh, crazy talk. That's not what I was signed up for. Trust your wisdom, okay? Trust your wisdom in terms of deception. I feel like a lot of you, actually, one of the mysteries that will be revealed is that you had some sort of inner wisdom, and you should definitely trust it, because I think that it's going to be revealed and you're going to be like, yep, I knew it. Okay, that's one thing. We have the burden and wealth as well. So I feel like life is getting a lot more easier. I think that wisdom, you're going to be able to trust yourself a lot more too. If you feel like one thing I will say about the romance card is that sometimes it can talk about how we might fall for something that seems a little bit too good to be true. But I feel like a lot of you have like the wisdom to really recognize you can't put much past you in terms of, and I feel some of you may actually really know what's coming. Like, you're manifesting love. You know that this stuff's coming for you. You know that things are going to get better in your life. And it's like, it's almost like the sense of like these burdens. Yeah, they're there, but I trust that wealth awaits me right around the corner, or that, and again, wealth doesn't have to be our financial abundance. It can be that, I'm going to feel wealthy, I'm going to feel secure, I'm going to feel good about myself. And, through, my relationships, my surroundings, that sort of thing. We have the Green Witch as well showing up. Let me see. The Green Witch reveals that limitless potential and opportunity beckons. Being selective, you know not to take on too much at one time, nor neglect your good qualities. The color of nature, green, is the fairy's color, especially lucky for those who are fey or fated by the powers of divinity. The month of May could be a significant month for a birth, wedding, christening, or the confirmation of a new enterprise, perhaps including animals, flowers, or land. Conflicting views may exist side by side for a time until spring resolves them. That's interesting. So maybe if some things are conflicting, it's like there's some sort of resolution coming here. Now, of course, it says here, births, weddings, christenings, confirmation of a new enterprise, perhaps including animals, flower, or land. Some of you may be buying land, actually. Maybe some of you are buying land in a forest. I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy. It may be a little bit far off. I would say like the next year for that, okay? That you may be kind of investing in some sort of property or something that makes you feel extremely secure, okay? And that's going to be specific, I think, for some of you. Let's see. We have Luna and Libra. So we have Moon and Libra, essentially. So Moon can talk about our home as well. So again, kind of indicating perhaps some of you might be making, a new home or something like that. Maybe a family, a birth, becoming mothers as well. And that's not going to be for all of you, especially if you're not in that age group. Please don't worry. Okay. Now, we can also see forgiveness with the mother as well, or a relationship with the mother blossoming. Your mother could be actually, for some of you, be quite wise. We have the bee here indicating work and opportunity. And for some of you, it's like you're making some certain choices there. What are you investing your energy in? How can you create a less burdened situation for yourself in terms of perhaps your work or how you're going about things? I feel like a lot of you are getting directions out of sticky situations, things that are complicated and hard. It's almost like your hard work will be rewarded, is what I feel, especially with burden and wealth at the very end. And you're going to have the wisdom to know these things. So it's like you are the mountains. Look at that. You are rising above them, okay? So higher perspectives for sure coming through. And Moon, and then of course Libra, we talk about relationships. So we may be starting new relationships or deepening the connection in a relationship. For some of you that are in relationships, you may be buying new property or home or somehow having a better emotional connection. Hidden depths, you only see the surface, look beyond. So yeah, there are things coming your way that you haven't even seen. It's way below the surface. Like it's something that you're not even aware of yet. That's in your, maybe even some of this stuff you're like, and then it's like, it's gonna be surprise. Surprise, surprise. Okay, we have radiance. Keep your head held high and follow the sun. Oh, go listen to the song Following the Sun by Enigma. That's one of my favorite upbeat songs. If you need one to kind of get yourself in a good mood, that song always puts me in a good mood. Like, it's on my happy playlist, man. That song lifts me up. So maybe for some of you, it's something that you need to listen to kind of boost your mood. Gardenia, awareness, wake up, roll the clouds away and look. Yeah, so clouds of course can represent, and look at that, the clouds, they have a break through the clouds, they can see the stars. It's like you're seeing the higher purpose, you're seeing the higher reasons, you're seeing why clouds are, they come and go, and it's all temporary. And so it's like struggles are temporary. Trust that there will be wealth in the situation, that there will be abundance in your life, okay? We have Stephanatis, cooperation, take the hand offered or asked. Or ask. So some of you may find a feminine energy coming into your life that may have some sort of offer, okay? There could be opportunities coming your way in terms of like other people giving you, maybe a hand up as well. You could have opportunities with a woman in particular, I'm guessing, for many of you. But we're going to definitely look and see this romance stuff in a second. Give me a minute. We'll keep going, okay? What is going on with romance? Let's just ask now. Come on. The Queen. Woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. Again, we have perhaps being treated like a queen or being treated like royalty in some way, like being honored for who you are. We can see fertility, again, maybe for some of you it's like procreating with your partner, okay? And but sexuality or maybe your sex life is a lot more healthier, that sort of thing, or there's an improvement there. We could see friendship in terms of partnership as well improving, which is one of the most vital parts of a long-lasting relationship, right? We have the Wind Fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So we can see some air qualities coming through here as well. Again, Libra. So, we can see more communication coming in. Maybe an air sign. Maybe the wind is blowing in an air sign to your life. Okay. We have, do not be tempted to lower your standards. And that's the thing, if you've been kind of discerning about who you're with or what you're doing, this is like where you don't have to lower it. It's equal. It's equal. Libra is about equality. Okay? Libra is like Virgo, that's a little bit unequal in terms of houses. Like 6th house is not so equal. But 7th house is about where we meet the other person eye to eye. We're looking at each other. We're not out of sight, right? Because there's no aspects between the 6th and the 1st. So it's like there's not a clear vision there. And so, but you're getting the clear vision. It's like you're meeting someone eye to eye at the same level. So if you've found that you've been like brought down a lot in relationships, even if you've had some sort of like, if you have a partnership and maybe things haven't been exactly equal, it's like, no, you're going to come up on a level of equality here. Then you're going to get some sort of karma back as well. Okay? Temptation will test you. Let me find out what's all about this. Okay? What's up with this haystack and apple? What's going on here? So if you've given a lot, you're going to see your fair reward, especially in terms of relationships, right? Yeah. If you feel like that's been a burden in your life, it's like there's a fairness coming here. There's, again, an embracing happening. There's affection, love, warmth. No formalities. It's like something deeper than a formal thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, something sensitive and kind and loving about it is what I feel. Where did that go? Oh. We have announcement as well. Peace and harmony, family wishes come true. So again, I just feel this sense of peace coming over your life. And things are just, it's like you feel more in charge. You feel more on top of things. You feel like some of your burdens are lessening. And again, maybe some of you have been going through some sort of karmic thing. Sometimes we've done things in our life that just kind of bring a little bit of a bite in the ass. And it's kind of like the universe saying, hey, knock that crap off. Don't do that again. Whether it's like, you know, it doesn't have to mean that you're bad. Everyone does things that they regret. But if you have felt like maybe there has been some sort of karma coming to you, again, that could be paid. Okay? That could be paid off. And we have ego. And we have conquer. Conquering the ego. What are the false and problematic beliefs that you have about yourself and the world? What are the perceptions of yourself that are not aligned with the truth of who you are? Okay? And we have conquer, to slay, to battle, to defeat, to overcome. Success over the ego. Our ego can be a wonderful thing. But sometimes we can kind of deal with problematic ideas about ourselves, about the world around us. Everyone's a liar. Everyone's bad. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve that. And it feels like a lot of your perceptions of yourself, you know, you're conquering them. Because it's not the truth. It's not the truth. And maybe for other, you know, maybe in the past people have made you feel like that. But it's like you're bringing in equal, you know, partnerships that are not going to make you feel like that. It's like where there's communication, where there's understanding, where perhaps some of your insecurities are being lessened in some way, okay? By the presence of another person who's wanting to show you love and affection, okay? And again, that could be happening in a relationship now. It might be that, you know, if you have one, that's what happens. But take the hand and offer that's offered or asked. Don't let your ego keep you back from accepting help or taking up opportunities. Again, our ego sometimes can trick us into thinking we're not good enough, or that somehow it's just a joke, or it's too good for me, or thoughts like that, right? But yeah, that is what I'm seeing. I feel like, again, there's like definite success in new directions, new opportunities, more possibilities, I think, than you felt like you've had, actually. It's like you're going to have some possibilities coming through and you're like, well, I didn't even know about I could even get to this. I feel like there were too many obstacles. But that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 3. I really hope that this resonated. Well, I guess you'll find out in time. Of course, you may not know yet, okay? As I've recorded this, obviously. It might take some time for this to kick in, but I just see a lot of good things ahead of you, to be honest, in your life. And I feel like, again, romance is going to be high on the agenda. Good connections. Some of you might be having a woman come into your life as well, in which there will be a lot of intellectual connection. So it might be someone that you're sharing knowledge with, that you are learning from perhaps. It could be like a mentor, a teacher, or even like, but there's an equality that goes to it. You know what I mean? Like when I was a teacher, I always sat at the same table with my kids. You know, I didn't act like that teacher who was kind of off on their own, looking down on them or standing above them. I like to be on their level. And I feel like that's the kind of, I get that image in my head, so it makes me think of like, that must be what you're calling in. Some sort of like friendships and relationships that it's like where you're on equal footing and you're sitting together, not one above the other. And so, yeah, look for that in your life. I really hope that this reading was helpful, and I thank you for being here. I hope that you come back around, but subscribe, like if you want. Leaving a comment is a really nice way to let me know you like the video. But you can also, if you want to go a step further, you can always do super thanks and leave a tip on the video, or you can, you know, go on my Amazon wish list as an example. I have wish lists for the channel if you really feel like that, but you don't have to feel like you have to do anything. That's just optional. And if you want to join membership, I do have that open here on YouTube, so it's somewhat like Patreon in a way. You can subscribe. I do extra content there, extra posts, extra videos, extra pick cards, that sort of thing, and it's really fun over there. And so anyway, it's still getting developed a bit, but yeah, it's I have a lot of ideas, so lots of love to you all, okay? Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. If you've chosen group number 4, this is your reading. So you've chosen this card here. I'm just cleansing the area. You've chosen the Page of Cups. So this is like the energy of living with an open heart, being trusting and open, and guess what? You've got insecurity. Now, we'll talk about the other 2 cards in a moment, but insecurity. Let me read you really quick the little poem or incantation that goes along with it. Knock, knock, let me in. 'Tis the only way you'll win. Defenses down, beaming bright. From your castle shines the light. Open arms, love shed tears, eliminating pain and fears. Beautiful. So there's like a sense of innocence coming toward you. I feel like a lot of you are actually going to be encompassing a more vulnerable part of yourself, okay? You may be addressing insecurities. It says here, don't you realize that every time you fail to believe in yourself or you put yourself down, a spark of your magic fades? You seem to be your own worst enemy at the moment, for you lack self-belief, and your insecurities are making them powerful but negative affirmations that unfortunately are manifesting into your reality. You're making things extra difficult for yourself by believing rubbish, like you're no good, that no one likes you, that you don't meet the standards of others. You have a habit of negating yourself too quickly to others before and just in case anyone else does, and you won't accept help and assistance from anyone either. Do you really have such a low opinion of yourself that you want to make others witness this self-abuse? Take a good look around and notice that you are not actually surrounded by people who are against you. The honest truth of the matter is that you have more support than you care to admit. It is you who is preventing all the good that is waiting for you to be bestowed upon you. So why not allow me to shower you with some of that goodness? For it's time to knock down that hard fortress you've built around yourself. Please let down your drawbridge and allow me and others in. You're preventing those who have your interests at heart in sharing the gifts and great love for you. It's finally time for you to surrender and concede, and you'll find that life is so much easier when you stop resisting and you realize that you don't have to go it alone. That is such a fitting message to go with the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups is like a fresh energy. It's the innocence, you know? And I feel like for a lot of you, the unexpected is, well, first of all, the unexpected mystery may be that partly some of your problems are of your own making because you're not believing in yourself. You're not giving yourself the credit. You're doubting. You're putting yourself down maybe verbally or through your thoughts. Oh, I don't look good today, or I'm not good at this, or what if they're better, or blah, 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 blah. You know, we have all these little scripts. And so I think one thing I would definitely encourage you to do is sit down and take a piece of paper and a pen and write down, or maybe your phone, you know, if you want to type it up, but write down the things that you do appreciate about yourself and try to build up a healthy self-esteem, okay? And trust in yourself, okay? We have the harvest here. Beautiful. The bounty. The bounty is coming. And again, Wow. You're going to get, actually, I think, a gift from somebody. By the way, maybe a very important one. But the other thing that I'm getting here is that there's actually a lot of generosity around you, a lot of kind people, and I do think that you will start to unlock key relationships in the near future. Now, what's funny is we also have these two birds. So we have a bird, and I think you are going to be making a commitment in terms of connecting with another person. I feel like a lot of you are about to kind of meet like a soul person, whether it's a romantic soulmate or something like that. We also have commitment with career, and for some of you, I feel like we could have insecurities that keep you from pursuing the career that you want or going towards something that you're really wanting as well. And I think that's something that can bring bounty. There could be bounty as well in career, like you're harvesting the rewards of, your efforts as well. Let me see a little bit more. Let's go and see some more. I want to grab my witchy deck. This is the Modern Wiccan Spellbook, if you're curious. I know some of you like the cards, and you want to know what I got. The flowers, the language of flowers. So let's get some messages here. So I do see like mysteries to be unveiled in your career, and also commitments coming forward. So we're going to keep going a little bit, and we'll start to dig in deeper. Stock, slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. Interesting. And we've got Belladonna, silence. Listen more and quiet be. Don't be in too much of a hurry as well. I feel like for some of you, if you feel like time's run out or your timing's bad or you're like, oh no, it's too late to join this, it's too late to do this, it's too late to do that. Don't feel like everything has to be rushed. Okay, just as a random example, like say, when I started doing tarot, on YouTube in particular, because I've been doing tarot a lot longer than I've been on YouTube. I remember like it was still kind of quiet, and even back then I wondered like, is there room for me on YouTube to be a tarot reader? Like there's so many of them already, and now like, oh my goodness, there's like a zillion of them, and it's like, wow, it's crazy like how much it's grown. But you know what, there's room for everyone, and I've seen so many readers begin. So if you do have such a fear, the mystery here, or something that will be revealed, is actually it could be your time. Sometimes we're led to things at the right time, and I feel like that's one of the messages here. It's not too late. It's not something that you have to rush, okay? Use the hours, don't count them. Be present. That's crazy when we're talking about time. Don't count the hours. Oh gosh, I gotta do this and that and that. Use the hours, okay? We have dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. First of all, you might find a lot of answers in books now just by reading. Even if it's fictional, you might find ideas and inspiration, or there's some sort of boost in mood that comes from reading right now. But also with that be present card, it's like slow down, especially if you have a lot of dreams, right? Because the dreams are coming through. So it might be like, hey, commit to one. Do one of the things. Start it. Do it, complete it, that sort of thing. Because sometimes, at least myself, I can always get like in this mood of like, oh my goodness, I got so many ideas, and it's like I got to do all 20 of them at once, and then I don't get much done. So this could be about doing and not just dreaming as well, like just kind of being quiet and listen more and quiet be. That's another really interesting message here, because it talks about silence. And again, silencing the negative thoughts, the insecure thoughts, as much as possible by replacing them with more positive ones. Because I think that you'll find that very effective when you speak positively towards something, rather. And it's not to say that you're cursed. I mean, we all sometimes say things the wrong way, or maybe in a way that's not as helpful, but it doesn't mean that we're like doomed because of it. We just can try to correct it. It's a learning process. But yeah, it's like, use the hours wisely, because I think there will be great strides in your career, especially, by the way, by using your time correctly and getting things done. And not worrying too much about the time, because it's almost like there's that urgency of like, I gotta get it done. And it's like, no, just slow down. You'll get it done. take it a little bit at a time, and you'll be there before you know it. You know? We have the timeless witch. Are you freaking kidding me? What is up with time, guys? I'm in shock right now. What the hell? What the heck? That is so interesting. Of course, when I think of time, I think of the song by Pink Floyd. Oh my god, where are you at, time card? Oh, it's number 2. Never mind, I'm so silly. Okay, sorry. I'm like looking all in the wrong spot. The Timeless Witch is perennially popular. She untangles psychological and emotional time-wasting knots. She induces happiness to follow sadness, and her inspirational influence promises a fulfillment of your plans, hopes, and heartfelt wishes. The sunshine in your mind is about to dissolve any thick clouds of jealousy and pride. Your peace of mind attracts truthful, happy news, as well as new people in new locations. Understanding that time is your tool steadies your equilibrium. Here is a spell, by the way, to solve a problem, if you want to try to look at that. That's so funny. So exactly, attracting new people, new locations, new commitments, new, deals with people. And again, it's like sort of the clouds, they are, dissolving because of the sunshine and the brightness and the clarity as well. And it's like even that, it's like very bright. It's like everything, there's this sort of bright light everywhere, actually. If you think about it, there's this sort of luminance, like type of vibe going on. And of course, the fulfillment of your plans, hopes, and heartfelt wishes. I do feel like all of your dreams are actually within your reality to grasp, okay? They're not something that's out of touch, out of time, or anything like that. And again, time builds wisdom, okay? That's one thing I want to say. Time gives us wisdom. And it's like I look at that owl and I think of it. We have the Hawk Prince, number 11. It's almost like this is 11 too, but it's 2, but it almost looks like it. So 11, 11. Maybe some of you are going to be seeing that one a lot. The Hawk Prince, it says spirit communication, paying attention. And then we have the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. So, very interesting. Letting go, right? Letting it just fly forward without attachment. That might be one thing that's really important, just kind of letting it fly. But you're going to hit the mark, okay? With paying attention, you're definitely being called to spiritual signs. My ear is ringing like crazy right now, so that might be actually a spiritual sign for you. Pay attention to your thoughts when your ear rings. What kind of mystery is coming here in terms of... We have restriction and alchemy, justice, and balance. See, what's interesting is we have the restriction card, but is the path blocked? It doesn't even look like it. It feels like almost like some of your restrictions are your own doing, and maybe some of you are going to be understanding in which ways you have kind of caused yourself an injustice, perhaps, and it's like you're balancing that out. Again, I sense a lot of wisdom coming through. I think a lot of you are actually old souls here. Okay, let me see here. I want to look at, where did it go? Let me see here something. You're definitely reaching some sort of targets and goals. And again, the law of detachment is really important here. Detaching from the outcome, detaching from what could happen, and just allowing what will be will be. It's like you put it out there because you love it. You do it because, you want to. You don't rely on insecurity in order to kind of help you make your decisions. Insecurity is not your master here, okay? You're number 1. You're Merlin, okay? Remember, Merlin. And Merlin is a messenger of initiation and alchemy. He's both the magician and the high priest. He is a masculine keeper of magic, and he has the ability to turn iron ore into gold. You have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all elements you require for success are indeed present. You are given notice that, when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be summoned to help you find an answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in all matters of your query, but not by any forceful action. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard, perhaps overthinking things? Do you have enough downtime? The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within through meditation and prayer. So again, silence. In silence too, you'll hear a lot of your answers as well, by the way. Okay? And I really do get the sense that like somehow the restrictions that you feel like you're facing aren't necessarily like there. You actually have more control. And again, pay attention, because your next action is actually going to come up sooner than you think, okay? You're going to have some sort of opening here to really act and go forward on your goals. Okay, so I feel like some sort of opportunity coming your way. Let's see here. So what are the mysteries to be revealed? Key information. We have March showing up. We have an older woman. In the Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. We have paid attention to your health, so there may be some like different things in terms of your health that could be addressed. Maybe as well for some of you, it's going to be coming into touch with solutions for yourself, or there could be some sort of peaceful news regarding your health actually, or some sort of peaceful outcome with your health as well, especially if you were born in March, by the way. But otherwise, no. You may even find somebody that's like a Pisces or Aries, an older woman in your life that could also bring some sort of help as well to you. Let's see here. Let me see. Yeah, I want to say that health worries or concerns could be alleviated. There could be some sort of help coming through here. Look for the advice of someone wise. Okay. Oh, marriage, a mature woman. And coffin. Okay. Some of you might actually have an older woman contacting you soon. Some of you may actually come into the topic with the topic of death with someone. It could be, some of you may have a mature woman that's actually looking out from you from the other side, who's trying to bless relationship for you. Again, especially if you're having commitment coming in, it's like sent from above. Maybe especially if you have a grandmother who's passed, or like an older, and my ear was ringing once again. Letter M and C coming up for me. M and C. Anything else? It doesn't mean that those are the only letters, by the way. M, oh my God, there's an M2 there. Okay, so I'm seeing two M's. Marriage. I think a lot of you actually, something happening in your relationship. Okay? I'll look into that in a minute. Look also to I feel like somehow the woman could have like some sort of long marriage, or maybe many endings. I can't quite tell. Marriage somehow is impactful, whether it was a long marriage or maybe many breakups. There might be some sort of wisdom coming from a woman with such a kind of circumstances in her life, okay? Maybe she had like many failed marriages, or maybe she had, and that's just like a clue. She brings some sort of information, some sort of thoughts that are valuable. Perhaps is what I'm feeling. One second, I just want this deck right here. What do we need to know more about this situation with a mature woman? Freedom. This could be somebody who's going to offer you some sort of freedom or some sort of opportunity. Wow, it's interesting. Eagle spirit. This might also be someone who's a little bit wiser than you in some way. And it's not to say wiser as in you're stupid, okay? It's not an insult to you, okay? It's just that sometimes certain people will have like a little bit more experience than us, and they might see things from just a different vantage point. Just like how you know, we have different circumstances where we might be wiser, but it's almost like someone's enlightening you on something. They're helping you in some way. Maybe they're going to give you something of freedom. Maybe there's some sort of gift or check, or I don't know, something coming your way in terms of like ending a difficult situation. I'm wondering here for a lot of you. Okay, that was kind of very specific. Let's see what else comes through. Let's see what else comes through. Anything else here for this group? Unexpected surprises. Okay, feeling tied down or frustrated. If you've been feeling tied down and frustrated with work or money or any such thing, we see victory coming, okay? We have the yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. We have the bag, something important such as a new raise or job, and we have victory in some endeavor. So there's victory over frustrations, especially financially, okay? So some of you may be getting a new job. Some of you may be getting a raise, like it's like you're making more money, especially for those of you that are working from home or you've been at home a lot. If you're unemployed, yes, okay? If you're unemployed, you'll be employed, okay? This is best, especially for those that have been, or if you work from home, you'll find that things are improving, okay? Specifically for you guys. That's part of the unexpected here. Now, one last thing here. Time to get out of a situation, guaranteed success, and you will be taken care of in difficult times. There's spiritual energy around you guys, actually. Gosh, I don't think I have this, but I'm going to use this deck here. Which spiritual? I'm going to ask my tarot, okay? What spiritual energy is around group number 4? Because I feel it here. Who is it? Someone you don't even see. Some of you might not even be aware of who your guide is or anything like that. It could be someone you don't know from your family, actually. Okay? Yeah. This is someone who's probably passed away or is somehow like an angel or something above, that sort of thing, but you don't see it somehow. I think for most of you. Maybe some of you know it from your family, but I think a good portion of you, this guide or spirit that's sort of helping you, it's almost like unnoticed. It's like you're not aware of who they are. And in fact, actually, you might have many guides that are around you, actually. Because look at this. There's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, it's like you don't even realize. It might be more than what you expect, actually. Because maybe you'll think, oh, I just have like the one person. No, I think you have more than that. You have quite a few. And that's possible because like spirit guides tend to come to us at like sometimes for specific purposes. Sometimes it's one for career or one for like life purpose, that sort of thing. Leadership. Oh, damn it. I'm just dropping everything. Take charge of the situation. So again, we see like 2 particular like little like angels, and it's like they're putting a crown on her head. It's like, yeah, there's leadership coming your way, feeling in charge, more secure. We have sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and you need to make changes accordingly, and protected. So there's a lot of protection for those of you that are very sensitive. Sometimes, especially like when we kind of go back to the insecurity card, right? That's what like brings us, you know, sometimes to not failure, but not living up to our potential is because we're very sensitive. And here it's like you're very safe and supported at this time. Again, you might be angelically like or spiritually led to change your career, or that changes in your career, even if it's not changing your actual career, it's just improving what you already have. It's protected. It's like spirit's trying to bring you into like leadership positions, like, or paths that will open up those doors for you. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. What about the commitments? I guess I'll read a little bit more. Okay, because that's kind of crap just to leave you guys because we kind of got off on the other track there in terms of career. But what about like commitment? So I feel like commitment's coming your way. Okay, what's going on with this commitment? New home, new attitude. Temptation will test you in May. If you've recently moved especially, or you will move in the future, that might be when you meet someone, or you improve a commitment. Oof, damn it. You and a partner might be making a commitment to work together, to do something together, okay, for some of you. I see opportunity for new people in your life, okay? New, maybe possibilities in terms of like people you could pair up with, key relationships that can bring bountiful results. Don't fall into traps of like paying attention to the wrong people, okay? Be resourceful, be shrewd here, have like an eagle eye. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like the just general good connections, and some of them might be like more like friendships, like good vibes, that sort of thing. But yeah, there is some sort of increasement either in commitment or maybe business with a commitment, or like a business partner or something along those lines, or people that you could potentially pair up with in terms of business. But yeah, there's like important people coming into your life, okay, in the future. Yeah. We got the change from poverty, from rejection, from difficulties, okay? We have people who, especially if you've had people who like you could be in rags and they wouldn't help you or really care. It's like, no. You got the people who could be concerned for you, and it's like, it feels like home, feels like family. That's what I get. And there's a woman here. So a lot of you are attracting that feminine energy. It feels like family. It feels like someone who's concerned, like a mother, a sister, an auntie, like someone who's near and dear to you, even if they're not related to you. Okay? Okay. I'm shutting up now because, Lordy B, I've gone like way too far with this. I'm probably bored. If you're still listening, you're like amazing. Anyway, lots of love to you guys. I wish you so much love in your life and confidence and all that good stuff. Okay? You're going to reap some good rewards. I know it. I just know it. Anyway, if you want to subscribe, I'd love that. If you want to stick around for more readings, that's a good way to do it. Turn on notifications and all that good stuff. Comment down below if you like this reading. If I wasn't too long, you didn't mind it, let me know. And if you want to get back to the channel in any way, shape, or form, you can always do that. Just commenting is enough right there. It means a lot to me. But you can also do super thanks, so you can leave a tip on the video, or you can go on my wish list, or I have Venmo, PayPal, all that kind of stuff. If you want to leave donations, they're always, kindly, and warmly accepted. But it's not a requirement, and you know what I mean. I'm not a favoritism type of person anyway, so. It doesn't like I said, comments mean a lot to me. But all of it does, but you know what I mean. I just don't want you to feel obligated. But anyway, it's there if you want to. Membership is now open, and so we have membership on this channel, kind of like a Patreon. So I do extra content there and stuff like that. Look at the different tiers. They each provide something a bit different. But as you go up in the tiers, the previous tiers benefits are included. Okay, so 2 gets 1's benefits as well as their own, and then tier 3 is going to get 2 and 1, all the benefits from those 2 tiers plus some extra ones. So anyway, look up into it if you want to, and I hope to see you around in the future. Okay, bye bye.